Yeah, so speaking of not being ugly, beverage giant Coca-Cola is out with better than expected third quarter earnings on Tuesday. Joining Yahoo Finance to discuss is Coca-Cola President and CEO James Quincey. James, always great to talk with you. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Morning.
So James, I'll certainly touch on the quarter in just a second, but you were very adamant on the earnings call that was on about not getting into the cannabis space. Now in September, I think the statement was that Coke was looking at its options. Have you decided just not to get into this space?
We're not. Yeah, it's clear that we're not interested in the space, and who knows where ingredients go in the future. We have a radar screen on everything, but we're not interested in the space.
Interesting. So James, switching gears a little bit to the alcohol. Now, alcohol obviously is not regulated as the cannabis industry is. You released an alcoholic drink in Japan. Should we expect that in the U.S., a Coca-Cola alcoholic drink in 2019?
No, and just to not give a no answer, the U.S. market, firstly, the U.S. market operates very differently in terms of the segmentation of alcohol and non-alcoholic drinks. But in the end, we have so many more things to do and so many opportunities that are closer in to the sweet spot of what we know how to do in the U.S. and many other markets. In terms of engaging consumers with our existing portfolio, working with our bottling partners to execute in the marketplace, create value for our customers. There's so much more we can do. As a philosophy, I don't necessarily rule things out forever, but we have to be, and of course we pursue the most logical things first and prioritize in that way.
James, certainly GDP in the U.S. slowed down in the third quarter versus the second quarter, but I didn't see that slowdown in your results. Good quarter in sparkling beverages and in many parts of the portfolio. How are you pulling this off?
Look, I think it's been what's been building over a number of years. We've been investing in our brands. We've been investing in innovation. We've been expanding into more categories, and we've refranchised the system and really helped the bottling partners get stronger, and they're investing in execution. And so I think you see that strength coming through. Of course, that it won't be a straight line. Not every quarter will necessarily be great. But I think what's coming through is the implementation of our strategy and the good results that go with it.
Hey, James, Myles here with Yahoo Finance. I want to ask you about the trade situation right now globally and just the kind of inflationary impulse that we've seen in a lot of corporate commentary over the last quarter. How are material input costs impacting your business at all? Are you having any trouble negotiating what is now kind of a new trade environment from what it was just a year ago?
Well, a couple of things that are important here. I mean, firstly, there are underlying increases in the input costs, whether it's on the packaging material or on the juices, and we do, of course, need to, as a business, pass those through into pricing and do that in an intelligent way, whether it's the pricing or changing the package mix or innovations to bring it through. But from a trade perspective, it's very indirect for us because remember, the Coke or the product from us that you drink in any country in the world, virtually all of that is made in the country in which it's sold. So yes, we of course depend on world trade for the movement of inputs and the growth of the general economy, but our business is a very local business, ultimately in production, and so that's what matters to us, the growth of each local economy around the world.
Hi, James. Julia La Roche here. I want to ask you about that $5.1 billion acquisition of Costa Coffee, specifically as it relates to the retail footprint there. They have 4,000 stores. So what are your plans here, and are you competing with Starbucks now?
We're taking on a coffee strategy. So, I mean, those stores, they do compete with other people, other coffee stores. In fact, Costa has been the winner in the space of coffee stores in the UK and has the largest number of stores in Europe and has been voted the favorite coffee shop. But I think when you stand back and look at this, what we're embarking on is a global coffee strategy. And that has a number of components. There's the brand building piece, there's the stores, but what we really also think and what will be very big for us is being a more complete beverage partner for our customers. There are lots of immediate consumption channels that want coffee, that some of them have coffee, they want better coffee. We can bring beans and machines. The Costa has a great coffee vending machine. There are more than twice as many vending machines as there are retail outlets. It's a great way of delivering coffee through existing channels. Of course, we'll be getting into ready to drink. And then there's the at-home as well, whether it's with beans and pods and capsules. So we see this as a complete coffee strategy that will allow us to compete across multiple formats.
James, Brian here again. Bigger picture here on technology. I've talked to a lot of consumer packaged goods executives this quarter. They're making big bets on in technology to also help them amplify what they're doing in terms of their sales because they're growing so much online. What are you doing in that arena?
Yeah, we've got a very clear part of our strategy for ourselves and with our bottlers as a global system on digitizing the enterprise. And really we, in a way, break that down into three buckets. Obviously, there's the behind the scenes. We need to re-engineer the way our companies work to be cutting edge in terms of its use of software, digital technology. But then there's the two forward-facing pieces. We need to be able to engage consumers around the world through the new digital platforms and the broad plethora of them, and you see our marketing money moving in that direction. But also customers, whether it's working through the customers' old platforms as part of their e-commerce strategy, or whether it's the mom and pop stores being able to order digitally from the Coke bottler. We see a lot of advances going forward in this area.
James, before I let you go, you made a big bet on surging Body Armor, up-and-coming sports drink brand. Should Gatorade look out for Body Armor in 2019?
We like our investment in Body Armor. I think it's doing something different in the space of sports drinks and premium hydration. And I think they've got a great product, a well-positioned brand. And I think they've got a good game plan, and we've invested in them. And we wish them well and hope they're going to drive them forward as they integrate into the Coke bottling system. And we'll see where that goes.
All right, James Quincey, President and CEO of Coca-Cola, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.